Hello everyone, good morning, welcome back to Gwent the Witcher card game. My name is Rooster and this is a first draft, well, a second draft, third draft, anyway, of a Harald Cripple deck. I opened this fancy animated Harald and I just had to make a deck around him. There were some things I was trying out with Skellige in general. Probably the deck tries to do a little bit too much. I'm liking kind of the best discard effect. I would really like to add a Last Wish, for example. Of course, I can find that here because it's not in my collection. But in general, what the deck tries to do is get some value out of these Warlong ships in the early game by discarding some cards with Glendiman Pirate, with Svanderge, with Ermion, with Berneran. A little bit of removal just to not be completely left out in the field against some of the more popular strategies, and a small little reanimation package. Of course, lacking the more powerful reanimation cards, but have been using it to decent effect in ranked so far. Oh, and also, of course, there's Hjalmar, who has been buffed quite a lot in the last patch. So I've been excited to try him out. Also including Triss plus Roach. Roach has been quite decent in this deck, actually. As long as you can get one of your loyal gold cards out early. She's been quite consistent, perhaps not perfect, but a lot of fun to play. So let's hop into some ranked matches and see where we end up from here. I may end up crafting some actual cards soon, but for now I've been having a decent amount of success with just mashing together some decent cards, and I've not really found the need to really go into full-on net decking as many other players have, but many other players might just find themselves, well, not entirely in my shoes, of course. Oh, and we're fighting the mirror.
You'll sleep when you're dead.
Oh, I've got an animated version, so we're slated to win this one, of course. Let's see if we can find some discard effects. I'm liking the Longship. Let's see if we can fish for some discard outlets. Of course, with Bernabran, you would rather have your discard synergy cards inside your deck, so let's throw away a Raider. Brouver Archer is mostly in the deck to synergize with the leader ability, and against another Herald deck, I don't think I'm the biggest fan, so let's throw that away. Longship is nice, but we don't really have the perfect discard synergy right now. Let's throw away the Hunter and hope to get... I would have hoped to get an Ermion, for example. That would have been really nice. May not be the correct choice to go all out on the Longships here, but the question remains, what do we do in that case? And that's a great question. I think we're going with Olgierd just for some consistent value over the course of the game.
We move out of
And I think we're holding on to our Longships until we get a little bit of extra synergy. I'm hoping the 2 cards we draw at the start of the next round might help us out there. Might just be an early pass here, but for now let's play the Skirmisher. We still have 1 card that we wish to discard, so that's probably okay. Could be a little ugly. If it looks like we're losing this round, we might as well play Berna, but I kind of want to save Berna for when we use the Longships. I'm not sure. Not sure what's the correct route to take here. I could go with 1 Longship and then Berna. Perhaps playing 2 Longships is a little too ambitious. I think I'm okay with that. Let's go with a Longship here, play Berna, and see if we get something useful. We're expecting to lose this round. Oh, and our opponent is too, so that's actually a curious thing. We may actually yet win this one if we get something useful with Berna. Let's see.
The Queen of Skellige.
I would like to get a pirate. I like all of these cards, but I think the pirate is going to be our best choice. Actually, the pirate will just end up in a discard pile. I would really like to discard at least the card in my hand, so let's go with Swanrige here. I would really like to discard this Raider and get an actual card out of it, so I think that's okay. And our opponent just gives us this round, even after playing a Spy each. So I'm perfectly happy with this. My hand wasn't really suited for winning this round anyway, so I'm okay with how this went. That is a little awful though. Drawing Roach is never where you want to be, but sometimes you just don't get your gold units. So the question remains, do we discard? Well, we probably discard Roach and hope to get a gold card next round, I guess. Because Roach can actually come back from the discard pile, and the Raider cannot. So that's actually kind of an obvious choice. So let's go with the Longship, see if we can get some value out of that this round. Because we really should play Swanrige here.
I can help you if you wish.
Alright, there's Ermion. That's the card I was hoping to get here. But can't have them all, can we? Let's go with the Pirates first. Deal some damage to his board. Only one... Oh, of course, we already discarded one Pirate with Verna. So only 2 damage, but that's fine, that's fine. He's playing all of his discard cards. Oh, and we would have gotten Roach right now. If only it weren't in our hand. That's actually quite awful. Let's go with Svanrige and discard Roach. And see what we get. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that one. Combining Hjalmar with Elser's Thunder is never that bad an idea. We could make it harder on this round, but we're already hurting for card advantage, so let's not go too deep. Aromancy might just be our trump card in the final round, though. Let's see how deep he's willing to go. Do we want to keep the Raider just in case we're drawing? Yes, I do want to keep the Raider in case we draw an Ermion. I guess just Ermion for the last round. See, that is why it's a little. We're just a little short on discard effects to really make this work, and why I'm not running 3 Raiders. Because sometimes they can just feel really awful. Let's also keep in mind that we don't want to overextend onto the board too much. I'm actually fine with passing here, I think. Can we do have a Skirmisher. Okay, let's reanimate a Skirmisher. If we have the time, and we do. And I'm fine passing after this. Our opponent does have to commit a decent amount. His leader ability hits for 14 right now. He played a Raider, so I'm perfectly fine with passing right now. Faction ability hits for 14, so that is not enough to take the game. So he needs to commit another 2 cards at least, which is pretty good for us. Right. Let's see what else is up. So what are we hoping to draw for the last round? We're keeping a Hjalmar and Elser's Thunder, so that's nice. Aromancy will be able to get us a nice board swing. Oh, and we're even getting some value out of the Longship when he destroys any of our minions, so that's good. It did hit the Skirmisher, so if he runs Scourge, then he can definitely use that right now. That might be a little awkward, I guess. But I think he had to commit more than he was willing to. That hurts. I guess he wasn't counting on getting hit by the Longship there. So has to commit a lot of cards, but has a decoy, but immediately has to spend that again. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy here. That was an excellent deal for us. I'm pretty happy I committed the Priestess there, because that cost him a lot more than it cost us. Alright. And we get Olgierd for the last round, so that's good. Archer's going to be decent when we want to use our Herald's ability, and I think we can pretty safely go for Hjalmar here. even get Roach back from the graveyard, so that's nice. Roach in round 3 is a 5 in a Skellige deck. That's pretty sweet. Alright, feeling pretty good here. We don't have a great way to get rid of the giant, except for Elzar's Thundering it. But I suppose that's fine. Want to hold off on using the Scorch a little bit, I think, because we don't have a lot of great cards anyway. Actually, using... I'm a little in doubt right now. The Lord of Untvik is immune to frost, so we can't use it that way. I'm just looking for ways to maximize Harald's ability here. But I suppose we should just Elzar's Thunder right now while we're still able. Don't want to kill Sigrifa yet, because he could yet have a restoration. So gotta be careful about that. And I also want to hold off on using Harald's ability. Well, I want to hold off on playing my minions until he's used his faction ability. So I would like to finish off with a minion, I guess. That's not gonna work, is it? He's gonna play...
We serve her.
Actually, I can finish with the Archer plus Harald, I guess. Because I definitely want to use the Archer before Harald, and I don't really care too much about the Raider, I guess, but maybe I should. How much is Sigrifa going to get buffed still? I could just go for Weather in the Siege row. Let's do a quick check of his graveyard and see if he has anything. Oh, he's got Restore in the graveyard? I guess I missed that. So, Restore Priestess in the graveyard, that means he has no other ways of returning any minions to the field, I think. So that means I can now... Oh, I can easily just Scorch now, I think. Because he has no ways of getting that back. Three Priestesses used, Decoy used, Sigrifa used, Restore used. I don't think he has a way of getting that back, so that's good. I think we're in a pretty dominant spot here. That does not do a whole lot, so pretty happy with that. And now we get to ping off a couple of his minions, I think. We can also wait to see what his last card is, but I'm pretty sure we're always using this in the Siege row. So let's go and do that first. And then see what his last card is. He's waiting for us to use our minions, so... Alright, remove 6. I think he's done for. So should we use Harald here? We probably should use Harald here. We could have gotten a little more benefit out of it, but if he's carrying a removal card or something, I'm really not sure what to expect. Except a concession, I guess. Alright, good game, sir. And on to the next one. That was rather nice. I wasn't expecting to do as well as I did in ranked mode, but the deck has been surprisingly good for me. So definitely excited for that. And goes to show that, well, I guess I can't really speak for higher ranks, but I'm doing reasonably well. And I should probably check out the leaderboards actually. I have no idea where I am right now. I know a lot of people have been really active since the last patch. The addition of leaderboards has really sparked something in certain community members, but I don't think I've been doing too poorly. Still the occasional hiccup in matchmaking, I guess, but I haven't encountered a lot of disconnections, so that's certainly a good thing.
Any last words?
Because that was really grinding my gears. Level 22, oh my gosh. This is a problem. that person has been playing a lot more than I have, certainly. So not holding out here. Level 22, oh my gosh. That's a lot of games. in the past 4 days. Alright, what do we keep? We keep the longship, definitely. We're playing against monsters. Does that change anything? I definitely want the pirate. I have enough to discard, so that's good. Against monsters, Scorch is good. I don't feel too good about Hoog, so let's throw him away. Aeromancy against monsters, also usually not that great, so let's go with this. We could be fighting a Graveyard Hate deck, which is a little concerning, I guess. Starting out with Evelach, that's curious. At least we get a free roach out of the deal, so that's cute. Let's go with Longship, and do we really want a Longship? I guess we do have Triss and Ermion, so we can be reasonably certain for at least a roach on the next turn, so that's nice. Do we really want... Yeah, I guess we really want a Longship. We have a lot of synergy in hand, so we should go with that. Well, let's see if he plays anything. We could be fighting a heavy weather deck with just a lot of removal, I guess. Let me think. If the Longship dies, then I think I'm okay with playing the Pirates here.
What do you say?
And we should definitely consider using some resurrection effects on Pirates instead of Skirmishers, I think. Because I'm actually expecting a lot of weather out of our opponent here. If he starts out with Evelach and a removal spell, then interesting. So definitely rain. I'm a little sad about not including the light longships in my deck now, but at least the archers are rain immune, and we can. Ooh, it's gonna be a rough one, I think. But let's save Ermion for next turn then. Play a skirmisher, I guess, just to get it out of the way, force our opponent to commit a little more. He might just give us the first round, but I'm not sure whether we're able to win a round after that. There we go. Alright, at least we did not commit anything too important, I think. We can still try and reanimate a longship next round. How's that? I don't know how I feel about that. At least our opponent has something on the board now, so that works. Ooh, might be worth trying for, actually. And getting Hjalmar is also really good. Let's see if he has any removal for the longships, shall we? I would like to try that this round and have Ermion played, just to get the raider out of my hand mostly, and I guess Olgierd. Worth trying with a Priestess. I guess Priestess into Skirmisher is not going to be worth much if he's running Drowners plus potentially a lot of weather, as we expect. So I guess I'm actually okay with this. Just pulling some removal out of his hand is probably fine. And there we go. That's plenty of removal, sir. But I'm okay with that. Do we want to use our Scorch now? That sounds ridiculous. As long as we're not playing our skirmishers out of the graveyard, then we're always going to use Scorch on Eredin, right? So that's probably okay.
Gods protect us.
Getting Roach out, actually kind of important. Discard Olgierd. He might be running some Graveyard Hate, but we're just gonna have to accept that fact, I'm afraid. And let's see what his answer will be. Drowner, moving Roach into the Sea Throne. That's not particularly scary, so I'm okay with that. We could go for Hjalmar and see how he deals with that. I'm actually kind of curious, because that's a rough threat for him to deal with if we Elsar's Thunder, the Lord of Unfig, that comes out. So could be worth trying. I'm not entirely opposed to it. Or we could save it for next round, I guess. If we pass here, it's going to be easy for him to take this round, so I'm not too big a fan of that. Brouver Hunter, I guess we can throw that out. We don't really need it, I guess. Might want to use it with the Lord of Unfig, though. Alright, let's go for it.
Who wants to taste Skellige steel?
Let's go for it. See if he has the resources to keep up with us. Alright, well, we know what our answer to that one is, so let's go for it. I don't think we're getting a better Scorch anytime soon, so this is fine.
Climb
Oh, actually, we could have scorched a 555. That would have been quite ridiculous. Alright, Weather comes out, and I think... Well, he's getting pretty close, but if we remove 5 and add 10, then we're decently ahead again. Although he has 6 minions out on the field right now, so we could also go for the clan Brock for Archer. I kind of like this. Brock for Archer on the Lord of Unfig, and then we can use Harald's ability next turn to good effect, and I think that's more important than the Elzar's Thunder right now. I could of course be wrong, but getting some decent value out of Harald's ability against a deck that doesn't necessarily run a lot of creatures. I could be wrong about this, but I think this is a fine Harald ability. We could be greedy and go for the Archer right now. How do we feel about that? I actually kind of like it. It's a little greedy, but I like being a little greedy every once in a while. And this is some pretty amazing value if we can get this off. He cannot pass because we've won the first round. We could be in a rough spot for the last one though, so that is definitely something to consider. And we now... Are we in trouble? Well, we're still decently ahead and Harald's still worth using. It's just a little awkward that it doesn't finish off the Lord of Unfig, but I guess that's okay. This is still some pretty amazing value. That's a 9, 12, 18 point swing. I think I'm okay with that. Can we force him to commit some more? Well, we certainly can. I think we can just grind him out at this point. Using Elzar's Thunder on the Ancient Foglet also reduces the chance of him getting something good on the next round, so that's good. That's a pretty nice weather play. I guess the Aeromancy isn't going to be any good whatsoever. I think we're just passing, even though Triss is actually an amazing power swing. I don't think he can recoup from this, so let's just go for it right now instead of waiting for next round. Kill that. We have a 32 point lead. Oh, that's good. Alright. Well, I was not expecting the shackles. Let's see what he can do to catch up now. I am not sure why, but I wasn't expecting the shackles. I should have. Alright. I guess it's 1 card versus 1 card now. I shouldn't have been so greedy. I'm not sure how good Aeromancy will be for the next turn, but at least he's only keeping a Drowner. Does the Drowner get returned? No, of course not. Alright, so we are 1 card ahead. But our last cards are kind of weak. Do we even want to fog here? Well, we'll decide after playing the Raider, I guess. So we have 2 power against his 1 power, and then his last card will be... Lacerate, oh my! Good game, sir. Alright, I wasn't expecting the shackles. I should have... didn't even cross my mind. So that is definitely my bad. Got a clan on Great Raider, hooray! Alright. And level up? Not quite, is it? No. Alright, so we should be getting a level up next game. Let's see what our opponent will be. That was a cool game. I don't mind losing that one. Just a slightly better card in the last round would have been nice, but that's a problem with deck construction and not RNG. It is RNG, but it's not a problem with RNG. That's just the problem of including raiders in your deck. From what I've heard, by the way, Skellige Weather is actually, or Weather Resistant Skellige is also worth playing right now. Using a lot of light longships that are rain immune, and that would, I think that would pretty much wreck his deck. Not really sure.
You'll sleep when you're dead.
How are all these people so high level? I guess they've played a lot more than I have, haven't they? Alright, so we've got some decent cards in our starting hand. Definitely want to mulligan away Roach. We've got some cards we want to discard, but not really. But we only have Berna anyway to actually discard stuff. I like Aeromancy against Skellige, against Scoia'Tael, I mean. So I'm in favor of that one. Let's throw away the... Oh, actually the archer is really good against Scoia'Tael also. I shouldn't have done that. Let's mulligan a raider, and now we have... Well, that's probably better, right? That is probably better. Alright. What do we start out with? We don't have any long ships, so I guess we might as well get the pirates out of our deck going first.
What do you say?
Let's see what kind of Scoia'Tael deck we're up against. Against Fireball traps, I guess Olgierd is decent. So, and we have some gold cards in hand, so that's also okay. I don't mind playing Olgierd against the Fireball trap, so let's check for that first.
The moment. I need to smoke.
That is not a Fireball trap, so that's actually kind of surprising. Could, in that case, be the one that returns to hand if you lose the round, or the Teruviel. So let's keep that in mind, shall we? Could be running into another Fireball trap, of course. What is our answer to a Fireball trap right now? Could just go with Burner Ban, I guess. Which is not the most awful idea I've heard today. So let's go with that.
Stand before the Queen of Skellige.
Discarding the Skirmishers is going to be nice. Scorch, I think I'm reasonably likely to have a bigger minion than our opponent on the board. So let's take Swanrigate to discard the Raider. I'm pretty happy with how this went, sure. I am not too regretful about losing the 2 cards I've just discarded. That is a very trap-heavy deck, sir. Are you sure about that? If that's a Teruviel, then he has 14 strength on the board, so we should definitely add something else. I'm a little scared about discarding the Raider now. What else can we play? We have not played around... I guess we can play Triss, because we haven't seen Roach yet. I think that's actually a viable play. Let's go with Triss. Triss doesn't get hit by Fireball traps. We can reduce Burna's strength, which is good. And Roach gets hit by the Fireball trap, which is perfectly fine. I really like this way of playing around Fireball traps. If we would pass right now, Teruviel would give him 8 strength, so he would have 16. That means he has to commit another card to the board, and I am perfectly fine with that. So let's pass right now. Teruviel flips, does not give him too much of a benefit, and he has to commit another card if he wants to win this round. And if he loses, then I guess he gets his final... Oh, that is a Fireball trap. We're not going to trigger it, so that's really good. I'm liking where we're at right now.
No such
So yes, he gets the trigger as Fireball trap with the Yavin. I guess that's pretty good, but... Oh, and he also... Wow. That's actually surprising. I didn't expect him to be able to win just by playing Javen, but that goes to show that is actually a decent way to get some value out of your traps. Wow, I'm surprised. Goes to show I haven't really paid too much attention to playing Scoia'Tael yet. I just really don't have the cards. You can't really make a decent Scoia'Tael deck with just the common and rare cards, unlike is the case with a lot of other factions. Shall we start with a Swanrigate? How about it? I think I like it. I could have gone for an Aromancy on the Siege Row, actually. That would have been pretty nice. Let's discard a Raider. And see what we get. Really hoping to get an Ermion for the last round, but again, that is kind of the risk of playing Raiders in your deck in the first place. And this is not a position we like to find ourselves in. What to do? Do we have any skirmishers? I don't mind reanimating a skirmisher right now. We do have a skirmisher. So let's go with that. That's adding a lot of strength on the board, but actually not really, because it's also an investment in the future turn. Because that will be a 14 next time we resurrect it, so that's kind of fine, and he uses an early pass. I guess he gets the small amount of card advantage. That's okay, we have to start the next round, but we're only half a card behind right now, so it's kind of... Oh, we are actually 1.5 card behind because he played Siri. It's also a great excuse to run Triss in your deck, by the way, because Triss combined with Harald can kill Ciri. That's reasonably nice. Any discard effects we have? No, unfortunately not. So I guess we'll go with Hjalmar right now. He could decoy the Lord of Untvik, but that's probably fine with me. Or do we want to commit some other cards first? I wouldn't mind going for an early skirmisher. How about that? We have another reanimate effect on hand, so that is probably fine. He can use a Scorch if he wants, that's fine. It's not vulnerable to Igni yet, surprisingly. So let's just see what his answer will be. Playing in the Siege Row, that indicates... I think that indicates a Sapper. Do we want to trigger that? I guess we will, because we're not planning on not using any Siege Row units, so might as well just trigger that first in that case, I think. Let's go with the Longship. Might even trigger the Longship on... Oh, actually, I should have thought of that. I don't even know whether that works. And I guess we won't find out in this game, because he didn't have a minion on the field when that happened. Anything else we want to try? Hjalmar's going to be a thing. And I'm really scared about this Isengrim business here. But I guess a 25 strength Hjalmar is going to be reasonably okay. Well, we'll have to see whether we can stay ahead. I'm not that certain. He has a 2-card, well, a 1-card advantage, but we do have to play first, which worries me. We do have the Aromancy trump, and he can't choose where his neophytes end up, so we can get a decent weather, I think. Also, Harald is actually pretty good against what he's doing. I think we just start out with also. Oh, he could actually shackle us. In that case, we should probably wait a little bit if he wants to do that. But we don't have a lot of other good options. I guess we're going for a Raider and see whether he does anything that's worth Holgering, for example. I would like to Holger some amount of his board. I think the key to us winning this game is going to get a good Aromancy and a good Herald. And not letting him shackle Hjalmar when it's at 25. That's also... Alright. We want to be really hesitant. I guess we want to buff Hjalmar now, just so it doesn't kill the Skirmisher and Hjalmar at the same time, right? That sounds like a decent plan. We could also set up a Holger play on the Lord of Untvik, which I like, but him shackling the Lord of the Hjalmar right now makes me think I'd better buff it straight away. Just so I don't get blown out for 30 strength, but instead 25, I guess, but we're also removing 5 strength from his board, so that's kind of okay. I'm kind of scared about the Scorch, and he could easily have a Scorch in his hand if he's playing Brouver Hoog as his leader, so he can just tutor it out of his deck, so yeah. Have we seen any silver cards from him yet? We can actually keep track of a decent amount of those, only to reveal. Oh boy, well, that's going to be hard to predict then. Can also expect him to have Aromancy, actually. And Hjalmar is not immune to Frost. We could easily get blown out here. 4 minions on his side of the field. I think we're reanimating something, and it won't be in the melee row. But we could go with Yavin. How do I feel about Yavin? It's not that good right now. Alright. It does let us draw a card, which could be good. And if we play it in a row where we expect to... Huh. That's an interest. Oh, we can't reanimate Yavin because it's a silver card with the Priestess, right? So that's not an option. Anything else we want to reanimate? We could reanimate a Trapper. That's pretty cute, I guess. I do think we want to reanimate something right now, and I guess it's just going to be a Platinum Pilot. just to not overcommit on the melee row, and I guess we'll see what happens. I really want to get max value out of this Holger here, so have to at least... Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? Do we Aeromancy the Siege row? I guess that's the row that hurts us the least. Although I can't expect him to run First Light. I haven't seen any. I haven't even seen any mercenaries in his deck. That's actually curious. I'm actually curious about what's happening right now, but this rain is the best rain we're gonna get, and he might get some extra random commandos in his siege row, I guess. If he clears the rain, am I okay with that? Well, not terribly exciting. So do we wish to Holger first? I guess we could just Holger first, because it's not going to matter for our leader ability. He's playing us like a fiddle right now. I'm not liking it. If he... yeah, the Holger's never going to get a lot better than right now. And I guess Harald could actually do something meaningful next turn.
Nothing like it.
Or he could just... oh, wow, only one card left? That's curious. And that's rather crippling, wow. Wasn't expecting those exact rows. At least we have some weather immune units. At least we can remove 6 strength from his board here. But I think he's got us with his last few cards. But we'll see about that. Has the Scourge, alright. Not as effective as it could have been, and at least all of the rows are affected by weather right now, so it's not as amazing as it could have been, but that's not good. Alright, you got us, sir. You got us. Let's give it one more game, shall we? I don't really feel that good about that one. We got outplayed hard, and I would actually like to get some sweet longbow synergies to go off. So let's give that a try. We get our last Meridian Shekels, so that's nice. That's a fixed reward on level on rank level 16. There we go. So you'll always get a Demolition Shekels on level 16. Now all I need is basically some spores. What's the card called? The new card that adds 4 base strength or removes 4 base strength. I honestly have none of those yet, and that's relatively
My folk have suffered much.
unexpected. Because that's actually a common. So did not expect that. And that card is actually pretty good right now. Would like to try that out in some kind of decks. Let's throw away the Roach, of course. Do we have any discards? We have Svanrige, I guess, so we could keep 2 of those around for playing against Francesca. Means I don't expect to get much use out of that one. We do have 2 cards we would like to discard. I would like to find a pirate. Can we get a pirate, please? How about we mulligan away the Scourge, because that's not going to be too good against Scoia'Tael, I think. Do we start out with a longship if we only have a Svanrige to synergize with it? There's a great question. I don't think we do. Let's actually yeah. Let's do that. We can at least pull some removal from their hand, so that's reasonably okay. Maybe I should start out with Hjalmar here. That's actually very hard for them to interact with. That's very resistant to fireball traps too. Alright, there's the mercenary, and buff a card in your hand. Let's keep that in mind. There's one hand buff going on. So if there's a Teruvial coming later, then we can at least remember that. Let's play Svanrige and discard a Raider, because that is by far the weakest card in our hand, and we kind of need to get rid of it.
Something here.
Also gives us the lead on the board, so that's okay. and a swallow potion on the commando. Alright. That brings them up to 20 strength. It is a little worrisome, but we could just go for the Hjalmar plus Alzur's Thunder. How do I feel about that? This adds 10 immediate strength to the board, so it does give us the lead. And gives us a potential 15 strength play for next turn, so I think I like that. Sure. Let's commit a little bit. Oh, and I keep forgetting about Roach. So we definitely want to play at least a gold card this round, just to get it out of the deck. Alright, Demolition Shackles. That's probably okay. How do I feel about that? We still have the lead, so I could just pass and force him to play a card. But I do like the... I am really worried about... Milva would suck also. I'm really worried about the possibilities right now. I guess if they overcommit this round, we can just Aeromancy them completely. So they have some blowout potential, but so do we. I guess I'm actually okay with that. So let's go with the Alzur's Thunder on the Lord of Elmtvik. Mostly because while they do have to blow out, so do we. So we can still win this round even if they have a pretty good play going on here. Decoys, that means I'm expecting a pass to come up next, so we are definitely passing. And then... So does our opponent, or are they planning to... Oh, they're planning on winning this round. Well, that could cost them more than they're willing to.
I was hoping you'd say that.
That is a good card to pull, though. So... Needs at least one more card to win the round, so that's kind of okay. As long as you lose the round, but you're one card up on your opponent, you can't feel too bad about that. Oh, and they actually frost themselves, wow. That did give them the lead, if only marginally, but the Aeromancy is gone, and that's good. And they will definitely not expect the Aeromancy from us, so that's... I'm expecting that to give us a round for basically free, which I like. Let's keep in mind, we're going first here. I would like to longship into pirates, but they could just give us the round for free. So how about we start with the skirmisher to make sure they're actually committing something meaningful to the board right now. They might very well choose not to. And if they're actually committing a minion to the board that means anything, then we can longship and see what's up. Another hand buff, so that's 2 hand buffs. We can't be certain whether it's on the same card, but I'm expecting something like a Teruvial, because that's reasonably standard fare nowadays. I think longship is fine. We're not making incredible use out of it anyway. It's basically just a 2 strength ping, and that's fine. Also, it does give us some additional damage if they choose to remove some other minions from the board. We do have a way to get rid of that, and I guess we could play Roach this turn if we Triss right now. That seems a little greedy. We don't yet know whether our opponent's prepared to commit this round, but I guess if we play Triss right now, we're equal in cards. They let us... oh, but we do have to play first the next round. I guess there's no getting around that, is there? I'm expecting our opponent to pass if we play a pirate, but if we play Triss... I guess if they don't pass right now, then we do have a way to fight for the board with Triss and Harald, so that's kind of okay. I'm a little worried about them just using Francesca right now. I'm not sure what I would do if that were the case. I'm playing really hard into Scorch, which worries me. Perhaps I should have... Oh, I should have definitely played Allgeared at some point, instead of the Skirmisher. For some reason I didn't realize I was going to play the Skirmisher and the Longship, and... Alright, so I guess we're playing Allgeared now. That's not really costing us too much, so kind of okay with it. That was quick. Alright, so playing Olgert, as we discussed, reduces the blowout potential of a Scorch, expecting our opponent to pass here. Because I don't think they're willing to fight for this board. But I guess I could be wrong. Of course, this is not really improving matters, since we can't really pass yet. They could have 12 strength to reveal on the board. I guess if they play to reveal after we pass, does the reveal even flip? Can they make the reveal flip if we have already passed? That's a curious thing. Let's commit the additional pirate here. I'm a little hesitant.
What do you say?
But we're not losing a lot by playing that card. We're really hurting on card advantage right now, which worries me, but not much we can do about that, unfortunately. And let's see what else is up. Alright, that's a pass. That's a pass from us. Really unfortunate. They did commit a lot during the first round, but they had the cards to back it up during the second, so now we're actually 3 cards behind? Wait, what happened? Oh, that's Ciri. I keep forgetting about Ciri for some reason. That's a lot of cards in your hand, sir. What are you planning with that? Let's see. What do we wish to reanimate? Well, I guess I would be fine with a Skirmisher, right? That's pretty much going to be the only play. Demoting Hjalmar is actually really risky. Because if we had a Sigrifa, then we could easily just get a 17 strength thing on the board. That's curious. This Scorch is going to be terrible, by the way. Just in case you're wondering. If we're committing on the Sidra, we could just start by fogging. Although I guess Scoia'Tael doesn't really care too much about that. I guess Scorch is just going to be a dead card. It's not...
Virgin, mother and crone.
Could we have played that somewhere earlier? I wonder. I wonder if there's somewhere we could have played that before. Because I don't think we're getting any value out of it this game. Let's go and fog. That's going to be the only meaningless row for us, so... should I've used the Aeromancy when we still could? Because Aeromancy is really only going to be good if you can play it almost as your last card. I don't know what to think about that. Should we have tried to kill Ciri last round? I don't know about that either. We have a decent amount of strength. I don't know whether our opponent is able to do anything about that. I guess if they rallied, it could be pretty good.
I'll feed you to the crows.
I'm expecting that to be a Teruvial. Is there anything we can do about that? Not really. We can't scorch our own board, so I guess this is going to be Harald. And then they have a 12, 14, 16 strength Teruvial over there. In addition... Maybe I actually should have rained. If I had played a rain and that was a Teruvial... I'm sort of playing around Fireball Trap here, but we were playing around Teruvial all game. So maybe I should have played Rain instead of Fog. That could have been the correct play here. Okay, so he was bluffing Bran instead of Teruvial. So that's good to know actually. What did they kill? They killed Roach. So I guess that means they have Frost? Otherwise, why not target the melee row? I'm actually curious. So that's a Teruvial, brings them up to 24. I'm pretty sure they can manage to get 4 power out of... Oh, I guess that's a thing. Alright, well, we weren't going to win this game anyway. Competition's pretty rough at this level, I expect. And thank you very much, I really don't need to see this. Good game, sir. Alright, well, competition's looking a lot stiffer than I thought on this on this tier. But perhaps our deck just sucks, so there's something to consider there, I guess. In each case, thank you very much for watching. Hope you did enjoy this, despite the lack of success we had today. In each case, I will see you next time.